Come on, feel the noise. Girls, rock your boys. We'll get wild, wild, wild tonight. It's Friday. You got that Friday feeling? I do. And I'm going to pass it along to you, and you can pass it along to somebody else. It's Friday. And welcome to it. Thank you so very much for tuning in. It's time for the Comics Coffee Table, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. I need more coffee, and so do you. I got a bottle of water. Don't worry. Cheers. Awesome. Thank you so very much. It's 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily here at the Comics Coffee Table, and we take a coffee break together. Yeah, the show is made that you can tune in at any time of the day, but at 3 p.m. In the East Coast of the continent of North America exists a comic book coffee table that you are cordially invited to any day, every day, and bring a friend, bring some tea, bring some biscuits. We don't judge here. It's true, wherever you're from. This is pre-recorded, but before a live studio audience of My Stuffed Animals. And from our Boston studios, which is down the street from the corner. That's right. And it's a wicked pisser to see you there, pal. Tough guy. Sizzle chest. Chowder head. Turkey pockets. However you identify. In the grand spectrum of humanity. And on planet Earth and beyond. Pull up a chair. Yeah, we just assembled here like Avengers. We talk about comic books. We talk about like new releases twice a week, to be honest. Yeah, new releases and the experience of going to your local comic book shop. You know, whenever you can get there, pick a day. Can you go once a month? Can you put a list on your phone? You know, make a notes. It'd be like, hey, you still need Days of Future Past Doomsday #2. You're still looking for Count Dante. You know what I mean? I got a list of things I'm looking for. I'll find them one day. It's about, I love comic books. And this is why we assemble here at this very own Comics Coffee Table. And as we love comic books. It's not just superhero stories, which are a big part of it. Because I feel as though that we spend a lot of the conversation and a lot of our time focusing upon the big two superheroes. And so I ask questions. I don't have any answers. I just have questions. So one of these questions are like, are we the new unbeknownst to ourselves practitioners of a mythology? Do we worship a mythology of super gods and their ability to have a deus ex machina, to be very interfering in the mortal world that's only the background of their continual play of power, whether it's the oldest of mythologies are out there. I just read the Epic of Gilgamesh. I just recently finished after all these years of trying to read it. Seriously. And the Epic of Gilgamesh, not just it was written about 2100 to 1200 BC or BCE, or different cultures have different calendars. I mean, I wonder if that's how they keep the date in China. Don't they have a different calendar, or is there always a dual thing? And I don't know. I'd love to know. Chinese culture fascinates me. Asian culture in particular. Mesopotamian religion. The Epic of Gilgamesh Yeah, I mean, it's one of the oldest epics of stories. Got into a conversation online. I think I need to pull that back just a little bit. Sorry about that. Take the power back. Oh, dare I say, Mother F. Uncle Sam, stand back. I know who I am. The rage is relentless. So we need a movement with some quickness. That was 30 years ago, though. I mean, we're not so quick anymore. You know, you have to watch out for rheumatism and your head, your hip, your heart. You know, your hemorrhoids and your hernia. There are a lot of H's growing up. a lot of hurdles, a lot of ladders. Oh boy, but yeah, Gilgamesh is one of the oldest superhero stories. And you know, if you haven't read the Gilgamesh, you know, I got an audiobook copy, and it was the best way for this person to enjoy that story, was having it read to me unabridged in a very modern translation too, and it was still very accessible. And it still was like a look into the past. It was still a look into someone's kind of like these legend stories of origin stories, and the city of Uruk, and about, you know, Gilgamesh, its warrior, and he's the king of Uruk. And by the end, he comes full circle and he comes back to Uruk, so to be king. But he wanders for a while with a boon companion and best friend, of whom gets killed. And then Gilgamesh goes on this like underworld journey to get his best friend back, but it's not possible. So what he does is he returns home to the city of Uruk. See, that's just from, like, I only read it once, and that's kind of, I'm not doing it justice. I mean, there's a lot of gods and goddesses in there, and some creation stuff, and gods interfering with mortal man, gods versus mortal man, mortal man versus beasts and creatures. You know, it's all there, and it's 4,000 years old at its oldest. And I think that's wonderful. But yeah, are we? So the way we bicker about Superman and about Green Lantern and about, you know, Spider-Man, and I mean, come on, even like, you know, the whole Spider-Man MJ thing. I think about the Greek god, or the Vulcan god Hephaestus, or Vulcan, who was married to Aphrodite, Venus, whom she was cheating on and left for Ares, Mars, the god of war. I mean, that should happen in the pantheon of all things. Hera couldn't keep her eyes off of Zeus because he'd transform into some kind of thing and seduce some poor mortal girl down there and knock her up. You know what I mean? Hera was just sick and tired of Zeus, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, cheating. Hera was wicked and vengeful. Those poor girls. I mean, they shit. And, but the way we argue about Robin or Spider-Boy, or about, you know, this one, or Blue Beetle, whether it's the movie, doing the movie justice, or this or that or the other thing, we are still worshiping a pantheon of mythological gods and goddesses. I'm an ordained minister, an amateur theologian. I read a lot about religious histories and about diverse world cultures and their spiritual stories. So story is like the vessel of values and mores and of information and of history. Story. You know? Yeah. So yeah, I don't have any answers. I just have questions. And are we still worshiping a pantheon of mythological gods and goddesses? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the conversation. Keep this comic book shop style conversation continuing in the comment section. God bless. Namaste. Yes! and click on those notifications, ring that bell, turn on the bell light, and notify all. And I'm like, you have to like click on the little drop thing there, and I didn't know that was a part of it. So yeah, I mean, please, it'll give the algorithm the green light to disseminate our conversation worldwide. Yes. Avengers Avengers Assemble? No. You don't want to get sued, Pika. I'm not reading that. My executive producer. Oops. Dropped my pen. I'll steal yours if I need it. Hope I don't step on that later. I just get it now. It's okay. He's okay. Pen is mightier than the sword, except in your case, Pikachu. Ah! The power of your cuteness always defeats me. That's what Lancelot said to Guinevere. Waka choo waka. Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Comics Coffee Table. Hope you liked our sermon. I'm an ordained minister, Reverend Sully, ordained on the internet. See that? That's the logo. You know that logo. You've seen that before. That's the logo of the show. That's called the Super Om, the Super Mantra. Om. Have a deep cleansing Om and get to your Friday. That's right. The Super Mantra. I drew that, and it's a stylized Om within the diamond logo of the Superman S, using the iconic color combination of blue, red, and yellow. That's Superman's yellow matters, and the superhero and Superman's color combination. So yeah, what are we doing? We rebox, reboard, and rebag my entire collection. I've got about 8 different long boxes that's been serving me well over the past 2 decades, and about 20 years of accumulations of Blessed Wednesdays, going to my LCS, my local comic book shop. 20 years of Wednesdays. Oh, isn't it romantic? That's right. I love November. I love this time of year. Hope you have a snuggle bunny. I'll work on mine. So yeah, I go to my local comic book shop once a week, usually every Wednesday on New Comic Book Day. I've turned Hump Week into a celebration. Turn your inside out. Will you hold me outside and in? Round and round, respectfully I say to thee, I'm aware that you're cheating, but no one makes me feel like you do. Ow. We weren't expecting that. It's that Friday feeling. Have some Friday feeling. Garrick Ho. That's Kamehameha. Garrick Ho is on the left-hand side. For all you Dragon Ball Z aficionados out there. Thank you. All right, let's get to it. So we're rebagging, reboxing, and reboarding this almost 20-year accumulation of Wednesdays. Along the way, I'm getting my head around grading and their worth the Overstreet way. I mean, my parents gave me these books last year for Christmas. So this entire season, this entire 2023 year, we've been using these 2 books. And this entire year and season is dedicated to my parents. I love you. Thank you. And it's been a great learning trip for that. So yeah, I go to my local comic book shop, and I'm not just getting my new releases and some, back issues and, rating the sidewalk sales. Sometimes there's new stuff in the sidewalk sales. We're actually going to talk about that Sunday. It's part of the new release Sunday bag of comic books. We got something caught my eye, and I've got a new home and a second life for an old book. at a great price. And I like shopping at my local comic book shop, my LCS. And I get my supplies there. I need to get supplies. I need all new supplies. Most of these comics are getting new bags and new boards, and everything's getting a new box. Those old boxes have done their duty. They're being retired. I'm putting them to recycling, and my romantic heart hopefully thinks that they will be recycled into paper where they become the comic books that they protected. Put a little love in your heart. And put a little love in your collection too. I mean, don't you need supplies, bags and boards, maybe boxes? I've gone from short boxes. I've gone from long boxes to short boxes. Yeah, these are $8.99. These are $7.99 a piece. I mean, I guess this is what my store has to offer, so this is why I'm getting them there. I've seen them $1 cheaper in the other store too. Why don't I just get them there? Because I didn't think to. Or sometimes it's about, you know what I mean? Pick up some supplies to balance out a better spend. If I can spend, more than $20, I can do that. I can do that. So I'm getting bags, acid-free backing boards, and boxes, all at my local comic book shop. Yeah. And I'm avoiding the online supply chain because I think it's very important for us to get out of our seats, out on the streets, and back into our town squares and our stores, especially on our main streets and Broadways and Elm Streets and wherever your local comic book shop is, go. And you probably need bags and boards. I did, and get them there. Yeah, I mean, they need the business, and you need the supplies. Exactly. And yeah, I could be getting them on my online supply chain at a discount too. I admit this. I admit that I'm agreeing to pay the retail markup. And I have no problem with that because I go, the local comic book shop it's such a part of my culture. It's something to be, it's quasi church-like. I mean, I'm using the prefix quasi in all intended literal meaning. It has all the trappings of a church. And I'm not saying that to be, that's why I'm saying quasi church-like. But it has all the qualities of a church, yet none of the sacredness, you know what I mean, or the sanctity of the blessing of that particular religion. So it's kind of like a secular sacred space, where you enter and you leave the real world behind you and enter a mystical space beyond space and time of the mortal world. It really is wonderful. Yeah. I mean, I don't go to church once a week, but I bloody well go to my local comic book shop once a week, hallelujah. Says the ordained minister. I can't find a church that will, I could, if I went to a Catholic church or a Christian church, I mean, I would be cheating because it's like, that's not my belief. Actually, I'm more of a Hindu. Let's Hindu it. All right, we've got all these recent comic books that need a bagging and a boarding and a putting away. We have a 2003 short box so far. These have been the Wednesdays of 2003. We've only missed 2 of them due to one was due to my hernia surgery, and I didn't really miss it because Yule Carter of Fantastic Comics of Berkeley, California, I sent him a list, and he was able to fulfill all the new releases and a few back issues I was looking for. His details are in the description. If you don't have a local comic book shop, your local comic book shop is your mailbox away. That's your business with Yule Carter, and hook him up. He could hook you up. But, he hooked me up with this Rare Flavors #1. I got Rare Flavors #2. It's going with this, and it's in a Mylar. It was literally the first book I ever put in a Mylar. I made a conscious choice. I have 50 of these. Let's find #2 and put you two together. You're pretty recent. And it's nice to be able to lift that up. You know what I mean? Nothing's, the last of the soreness is abating, which is nice. We have the ubiquitous brown paper bags of the comic book shop. See those little stains right there? Perhaps that's from the pub. Greasy fingers from mozzarella sticks, or a little moist from holding a pint, or perhaps there was some condensation on the bar. Who knows the story of the water stains on my bag? Indeed. All right. Let's actually just put you all together. Oh, there you are. Rare Flavors #2. What a brave, beautiful comic book. It just makes me feel good to be a comic book fan. But as I was saying about do we worship a superhero modern pantheon of mythological gods with all this attention that we put on this, and you know what I mean, and finances too. I mean, seriously. Here we go. Yeah, Rare Flavors 1 and 2. I'll stay tuned to this. This is great. This is on Boom. This is by Ram V. Ram V. And Felipe Andrade. This is like their second attempt together at a story. And it's working so far. It's working. It's working. That thing. Don't worry, Pikachu will shock me when I misbehave. Look, Funny Books. Funny Books. Recent Funny Book. Today on Recent Funny Books. 3 more bags. Because I'm not bringing enough back with me. So these are all great. I can use these a few more times. So I'm saving dimes, man. Dimes, man. I need dimes. What the heck did I walk into? Sully, what's in that coffee? You don't have one of them Irish coffees now, do you? That's my business there, pal. Don't you worry about my cuppa, kid. Worry about your own. Let's see. We got the Sickness, Chapter 2. So that's going to go with Chapter 1, which is in here, because I just saw you. Hence the 2002 box. Here we are. Sickness #1. Fascinating horror comic. Can't barely wrap my head around it, but actually, I'm going to trade you into recycle that piece of tape. I'll use you for somebody else. And because the Silver Age bags that I got, they're a little bigger than I made the mistake of getting, but because I made the mistake of getting Silver Age boards, and they don't fit the modern bags. They're just a bit too big. That's what she said. Oh, wah, 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 wah. And it's a variant cover too. I got this from Yule Carter as well, and this was when I was, I was legitimately out. I couldn't make my Wednesday at my LCS. So I got another list I'm putting together of back issues and stuff. See what he can do, He goes to cons and stuff. He knows, so he could be at a con and be like, oh shit, I know that Sully's looking for this and that. I'm going to pick this up. Because that's what local comic book shops do. That's like their thing. And I would be a fool not to trust my friend Yule. Okay. Check in. He's got a show on Tuesday nights, 11 p.m. U.S. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Issue 2 of the Plot Holes. And I got issue 3 here as well somewhere. Oh, cool. go. We got Sacrificers number 3. Oh, cool. All right, here we go. I got plot holes number 2. So we got plot holes number 2 and 3. Now, I'm going to admit to something as a comic book buyer of I follow creators. I love Sean Gordon Murphy. This is something that he wrote and did the art, and he published, I think, on Kickstarter initially. And now he's releasing it on Massive Comics. Massive is let's look at Massive Comics. This is what we do. We use the power of Wiki. Massive Comics. What is it? Massive Publishing, comic book publisher. Do you have a wiki or no? It's not the Massive. I want Massive. There we go. And what is Whatnot? I keep hearing this thing called Whatnot. What is Whatnot? What is Whatnot? Buy, sell, and go live. Whatnot is a social marketplace where you can discover some of your favorite products like sports cards, sneakers, luxury handbags. Is there a wiki that can describe this to me? What is Whatnot? It's an online marketplace that allows people to buy and sell collectibles. Perhaps I should offer my. After this is done, when we're done with this, with the reboxing and rebagging, we're having the great sorting. The capital G, capital S, capital T. The great sorting. And I want to get rid of some of these comic books. And I have all these Gemini mailers from my. I should check out Whatnot. Really? Is it like. So it's a competitor to eBay? And so Massive is a publisher at. It's about. Okay. Founded in 2022 by comics creators, publishing in partnership with Whatnot Incorporated, the live stream marketplace founded by Massive Publishing launched its first imprint, Whatnot Publishing. Indeed. So, there's a story there. Maybe I'll ask him, can you explain this shit, Sean? Over a beer at a Comic-Con. We have plot holes number 1 in here. We just put in here. Oh, good. There's some Ronin, because Ronin is. Here we go. Plot holes number 1. I need to make room for number 4, so I'm gonna double up 1 and 2. Actually, kind of oddly happy with the Silver Age bags because I am one that I want to double them up, and perhaps I should be using a better backing board. But here we go. There's plot holes 1 and 2. Where was I going with that? Okay, but yeah, Sean did this on Kickstarter, and now he's releasing it periodically in floppies, and he's already got the collection. You know what I mean? I'm always talking about this illusion of the publishing industry. I mean, why even with the periodicals for this? I don't know, but it gave me an opportunity to buy it. And I bet after this, the trade paperback will be available on the shelves as well. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm a comic book fan. I buy comic books. This is how I like stories. This is Tales from the Cave. This had a Hunt, Kill, Repeat story in it. That's going with my Hunt, Kill, Repeat collection. So this is a Mad Cave anthology. This was really fun. I liked that a lot. I don't think I read did I read them all? I can always get back to it. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, something I put into the second Mylar. Got from Yule Carter, the Starscream variant, or the Decepticon team variant. And then I also picked up the A cover. Yeah. As I said, the top 5 of this year might not be any big 2 superhero comics. It's part of the conversation. It's like, wait a second, why there's nothing that, there might not be anything that good from the big 2 superhero world that, you know, yeah, I mean, would it be World's Finest? Ooh, Green Lantern. Okay, here we go. Yep, because we got issue number 3 here. And I put together a Green Lantern. I put all my Green Lanterns in one box. And it is as full can get. And that's issue 4. So I'm still buying Green Lantern. I'm not buying the Jon Stewart book, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, which continues. See that the first 3 backup issues, the backup features in the $4.99 Green Lantern Monthly, these will roll into the new Green Lantern War Journal ongoing. That's Jon Stewart's book. This is Hal Jordan's book. Yeah. And I remain a Green Lantern. And Jeremy Adams is on it. I mean, what would make me stop buying Green Lantern? Probably if you put Alyssa Wong on it. I'm not buying Tim Sheridan's. You know, put Greg Pak on Green Lantern, I won't buy it. I can't. I'm not a sucker. I don't want to be part of that. My Daredevil 183 facsimile, which is going on my spinner rack. Boom. It's great comic book. This was fun. Now this was a Marvel comic book that might end up. See, would be a contender for that 5th position. And what superhero big 2 is it going to be that's going to end up in that 5th position? Interesting. This was a fun comic book. Oops. Oh, hello. Ronins. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is 5 over here? Do I even have 5? I don't know. Oh, really? Oh, wow, okay. You don't. Indeed, I thought we did. I bet your 5's not out yet. Oh, well, let's put you back then. We got to wrap this show up. We've been going on long enough. Our break is over. Thank you so very much for tuning in this morning, this afternoon rather, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. Turn on those notifications. Like, subscribe, be part of this. We take a break, and we enjoy this break time we got together, and we talk about comic books. Once a day, every day, just for a few minutes. And then with this recharge, of coffee or tea or a cookie, maybe a slice of pie, a quick snack, some cheese and crackers, a slice of pizza, take your break. And now with your recharged energy, you too. Light it up from the inside out. Indeed. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.